So with the NFL draft officially done yesterday, I wanted to go into two prospects the Giants added to the team. One with their 5th round selection in running back Eric Gray, and one intriguing UDFA signing with wide receiver Bryce Wheaton. But before we get into that, leave a like on the video, comment, and definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. A lot of content's gonna be out this week. We're gonna break down, the Giants draft. We're gonna go into each and every prospect. Deontay Banks gonna have a video. Jalen Hyde's gonna have a video. John Michael Schmitz, all that good stuff is gonna be out this week. So you're definitely not gonna miss that. So definitely hit the subscribe button and join the channel. But let's start it off with Eric Gray. The Giants used their 5th round selection on the running back out of Oklahoma. He did transfer from Tennessee. He transferred from Tennessee to Oklahoma back in 2021. And he wasn't used much in 2021. Lincoln Riley, they had Caleb Williams, Spencer Rattler. They really didn't use Eric Gray much that year. But last year, when he actually had, the bulk of the carries, he was RB1, the production was there. 1,300 yards on, I think, 213 carries, a good amount of touchdowns. He was productive last year. And when you watch how he plays the game, he has, a good patience, a good feel for the game. And one real thing that's consistent when you watch him play is how he's always making that first guy miss. Literally, almost every time he gets the ball, the first guy that is trying to tackle him, he's making him miss with a cutback or a spin move or something like that. Now, he's not the fastest of them all. He's not a guy that I'm expecting to take, house calls like Saquon Barkley. If there's anything that, you can say is not really a strength of his, is his speed. He doesn't have, the speed of a guy like Keaton Mitchell or anything like that, or Israel Ambakanda, who I wanted. But he plays with patience. He has great vision. And, those two things right there makes him an efficient runner. He's always trying to get more yards, too. Always falling forward, getting just making every carry count. And, if Saquon Barkley goes down a game, if Saquon Barkley can't walk on that field for a game, I am comfortable with Eric Gray being the RB1 that week. I really am. And, I just like the way he plays the game. He's patient, kind of like Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell always waited for the blocks, to open up, and then he would make his move. That is how Eric Gray plays like. And if you look at his, his scouting report on NFL.com, he was projected to go in the 4th round. He was projected to go in the 4th round. The Giants were able to grab him in the 5th round. He gets compared to Miles Sanders, and I can kind of say this now that Miles Sanders isn't an Eagle anymore. He got signed to the Carolina Panthers free agency. Miles Sanders is a good running back. Not saying that, Eric Gray's going to be Miles Sanders, but I like this pick. I like the way he plays the game. He's patient, great vision. The way he is making guys miss. The first guy always trying to tackle him, he's making them miss. You can go watch the film on him. I really, really do like that, and I like adding him to this offense. I like him and Saquon Barkley being the leading two backs, in the backfield. Again, he's not the fastest. I don't expect him to, have 70-yard runs on film. You do see him get kind of chased down on big runs. He has, but just the way he plays the game with that patience, the way he can cut, and the way he's always leaning forward trying to get more yards. He's an efficient runner. He's making every run count. You rarely see him on film, get plays where he's getting tackled for loss. He's always making positive runs if he can. And that is just one thing. Those are just a few things that I like about this pick in the 5th round, the New York Giants with running back Eric Gray of Oklahoma. So it's an underrated pick. A lot of Giants fans were kind of questioning the pick because there were other running backs on the board at the time that Giants fans wanted. Sean Tucker, Keaton Mitchell, Deuce Vaughn, just to name a few. I think Dwayne McBride was on the board too. But Eric Gray, I like that pick right there by the New York Giants. It's an underrated pick for me. They used their 5th round pick on him in the 5th round. So I like that pick. That's my thoughts on him. Running back Eric Gray out of Oklahoma. But now let's get into one of their UDFA signings. Probably one of the best UDFA signings of this year. Wide receiver Bryce Wheaton out of West Virginia. Now, he really popped off at the combine. His combine numbers were insane. He had a high RAS score. Is it a raw score? I think it's relative athletic score. Yes. He had a high relative athletic score after the combine. He stands at 6'4", I think 210 pounds around there. And he ran a 4.3 at the combine. Insane. Absolutely insane. And when you look at his build, I don't want to say he's going to be this guy, but when you look at his build, you look at his combine numbers, his measurables, he compares to DK Metcalf. He compares to DK Metcalf. Go look at DK Metcalf's combine numbers. Go look at his measurables. And then look at Bryce Ford Wheaton's. They definitely resemble each other. I'm not saying he's going to be DK Metcalf. I'm not saying we just got DK Metcalf as a UDFA signing. I'm not going to say that, but he does offer something to an NFL offense. He does offer something to the Giants offense. He has that prototypical X wide receiver build. And if it's one critique, I guess you can say about that, some people say about the Giants, even though I don't really mind it at all, is that they lack size in the wide receiver room, which I don't agree with. You got Isaiah Hodgins, who's 6'4". You got Darius Slayton, who's around 6'1". They just drafted Jalen Hyatt, who's 6'1". They have Paris Campbell, who's around 6'1". And you add Bryce Ford Wheaton to this group, that's a 6'4" guy who ran a 4.3. Now, his, the 4.3 doesn't really show up on, when you watch him play. He doesn't play like a guy that ran a 4.3 at the combine, right? But one thing he is really, really good at, and what I think his calling card is the way he can go up and get the ball. That 50-50, that contested catch, that's him. He can do that at a very, very good level. You can watch it. He has made some great catches, through contact. And I understand that the Giants want guys that can separate. That's not really Bryce Ford Wheaton's game. But if we are going to have separators, I do want a guy, that can go up and get the ball. There were times last year where Daniel Jones threw 50-50 balls to Darius Slayton, and he brought him down. You got the Thanksgiving Day Cowboys game. I think it's like the first drive. He threw a long ball to Darius Slayton, 50-50. He brought it down. You got on the first drive of the Jacksonville Jaguars game, threw a 50-50 ball to him, I think on the right side of the field, right back side of the end zone. He brought that in, scored a touchdown. I really would like if that would be Bryce Ford Wheaton instead of Darius Slayton. Bryce Ford Wheaton can consistently go make those type of plays. He did it at West Virginia. And, when we're talking about the red zone, he can be that guy you throw a 50-50 ball to, in the red zone. So, for me, even though he is a UDFA, I'm not going to say he's going to go out there and shine it up or anything like that. It's not a lot he's going to even be on the roster, right? But I could see him being a guy that in camp is having a great camp. And then that great camp leads him having a great preseason and him making the New York Giants roster. I can really see it. The Giants wide receiver right now, it's kind of loaded. It's loaded. You got Jeff Smith, who they signed. You got Paris Campbell, who we signed in free agency. Jamison Crowder. You got Wanda Robinson, Sterling Shepard coming off of injuries. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, and Jalen Hyatt. I can see Bryce Ford Wheaton making it into that wide receiver group when we go to suit up in September. I really, really can. And I really, really do like that signing they made, as a UDFA signing. And go watch him if you haven't already. He had a great combine, and when you look at his play style on the field, I think would fit nicely, as a 50-50 ball guy, where the Giants, in their wide receiver right now, has a lot of separators, a lot of slot guys, a lot of fast, deep threat guys. Bryce Ford Wheaton can be that guy we throw those 50-50 balls to. I like that signing right there. Hopefully he makes the roster because I really do like what he possesses on the field. And with Eric Gray, I love that pick. I really, really do. Go watch it if you haven't. So in my opinion, with their 5th round pick and a UDFA signing, they just added some, 2 underrated great picks or great players to the offense. That's just my opinion. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. But if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, and definitely hit the subscribe button. But until then, it's been your boy J Dimes. I appreciate you guys for watching. Love you. And we are out. Go Giants. Peace.